So here's a quick look at the digital version of the bullet journal that I created. On the left-hand side, I just have this grid that shows me the number of horizontal and vertical dots going in the respective direction, and then just some measurements for the width of spreads and length that I typically use, so I don't have to count the dots all the time. I can just reference back to it. And then just a little quote over here. So for 2021, I have a much simpler yearly view. And the reason that I have this is because I don't plan each of my months in advance. I plan them like the week before the month comes. So it's kind of like an inspiration for what that month's going to be. So if there's something that's coming up in the future, I can just jot it down here in these little boxes, or just note any other important things going on. So then I have the snapshots of 2021, which you could easily use printed pictures for, or you could make this a vision board or mood board, really anything that you want. Again, Pinterest is the greatest thing for inspiration for what you kind of want to put in your own journal. So then for my goals section, I have a yearly goal section and then this year in pixels section. So I think it's important to myself, I found, to have a really broad yearly goal and then more specific either like monthly or weekly goals that are attainable. And instead of doing a monthly mood tracker that I did in my hard copy bullet journal, I did this year in pixels so that I can see my whole year in a much easier perspective. And then I made very specific details for each of the colors, that instead of just saying like it was a good day or a bad day, that wasn't really helpful to me whenever I looked back on things. So I just made them a lot more specific to be a lot more helpful when I'm looking back on my year. Then I have this places I've been section. I love hiking and going hiking in the areas around where I live. So just being able to put maybe some additional pictures here or just some notes on where I went and maybe who I went with would be nice. Then I have this reading section where I have some books over here that I can write the name of the piece that I'm reading on the spine, and then just some extra area to do some doodles that I'd like to do over time. And then just the name of the book when I read it and the rating that I would give it. So then I just have this little drawing section. I'm trying to get into drawing more. It's just something that I want to do this year. So just designated a little section for it. So for February, this is what the whole thing looks like, but more specifically, for the month itself, I just have these little squares here and a little present for birthdays coming up. I have this monthly quote that says, "All I'm interested in is real people and real feelings." And then I have these trackers of just things that I personally want to focus on this month. They're not used to make me feel like I have to do them or make me feel or hold myself accountable. It's really just for a reflection piece for at the end of the month, just seeing how I spent my time and if I used my time on the things that I really just wanted to focus on. And then I just have this monthly manifestation, which says that I want the mental strength to show up and work hard every day to be the person I want to be. And then for my weekly spread, I used a very simple approach because I have my own work calendar I use for day-to-day things. So I have a weekly to-do list, my goal for that week, this week's wins, a little section to talk about how I did on that goal, and then just my productivity throughout the week. And I just have that repeated for the month of February.